Hey, what's up guys, JG back with you once again. I was just checking through, this is actually episode 7 of Cuppa with JG. Unfortunately, due to the circumstances, I am broadcasting this live video to you. I am again without an actual brew or cup of any form, so sorry about that. Also, I appreciate it. Probably looks quite creepy what I'm filming from right now. You can't really see anything. I'm on a bus at the minute, just coming back from London after a great weekend filming for the Athlete Fix podcast with rock tapes. That was awesome. So sorry about the weird kind of neon light vibes I've got going in the background, but I wanted to be consistent with this and make sure that I am sticking with it and giving you some kind of advice from what I have learned through my experiences. And the subject I want to talk today about, let's get right into it, is, because I don't know how much battery I've got, is about the positives in pain. So let's not be around the bush. Yeah, pain can be, or is, uncomfortable. It can be really stressful. It can be a very, very, very unpleasant experience. However, I don't think that necessarily means that it's always a negative one, or at least that you can't draw positives from it. And I've had a really rough week, to say the least, this past week, and I've been through a lot of pain. And so what I wanted to, my goal to kind of get across to you guys today is what you can, if you find, because it's inevitable, we're all going to go through painful experiences, and a lot of times that's completely out of our control. And I remember Les Brown saying a quote about, are you going through it or are you growing through it? As in, are you just enduring the unpleasant ordeal or experience, or are you coming out the other side of it with something to show from it, some finding some good that can come from it? And I do think there are a lot of things. Number one, I think, at least in my experience, I feel like that the more pain I go through, the more my compassion shoots through the roof. It skyrockets. I mean, it's on another level, and I'm a compassionate person anyway, but it just surges during that experience, and I just feel like my drive to help others is massively juiced up, massively increased in times of pain. So that's a one good thing, that it boosts those kind of I like to think the superpowers that you have, especially when it comes to things like that's the other thing. I think it gives you unique empathy depending on the painful experience you're going through. Gives you a unique empathy to help others who are then going through the same experience, because I think that really helps when people are speaking to someone, or able to speak to someone who actually understands their situation from a first-hand experience, as opposed to just sympathy from others, which isn't bad at all. I'm not trying to say that, but you then have a unique ability from your experiences to help others in that way. So that's always an amazing thing. I think that the other element of it is that I think what's important becomes clear. So in other words, clarity is an amazing thing that can come from pain. And what I mean by that is that I think that we can often end up in the day-to-day grind just kind of majoring in minor things, as Tony Robbins says, and getting stressed out about stuff that really isn't that important. This is the daily stuff, which is just kind of, it just isn't important. And when you go through really painful experiences, I think that the clarity comes in that what is truly important, who is truly important in your life, and all of the kind of the minor stuff, or the irrelevant stuff, the unimportant stuff, starts to melt away. I think that in experiences like those, that what you are meant to do, what your purpose is, in this life, also becomes more apparent. At least that is the case in my experience. I can't speak for anybody else, but today I had an amazing day with my friend Clee, and we were sort of talking about this and talking about the differences between, just being in a job versus a career versus a mission, leaving your legacy, not just earning a living, but what do you feel like you were put on this planet to do? What would you want to leave here when you're gone? And I know that when I go through pain, it massively reminds me of what that is. I think in general, when I've gone through painful experiences, those were the times when what I want my legacy to be became clear or came to me. So hopefully that helps. I think now that when you go through the experiences, I always used to think I want to kind of stop people from from going through pain at all. I know that's impossible, and the other thing is I wouldn't want to deprive people of the positives that can come from it. So try and make it as an experience that you can grow from and not just go through. Remain aware and open to what you can take from it, and channel it to help drive you forwards rather than just drive you downwards. And God, I don't get me wrong here, guys. Like, I know that is much easier said than done. It is not something that comes easily at all, and it doesn't mean that it's an easy experience to go through. That's not the debate here. That's not in question. But having something to show from it that's going to help you afterwards just makes it that much better. So I hope that helps, guys. I'm going to have to go to make sure that I don't run out of data or run out of battery. But take care, as always. If you need anyone to talk to, always here. Peace and love, and see you next time.